what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Q&A video answer segment type of video leading up to The Walking Dead Season 6 after seeing the finale of The Walking Dead Season 5. This one is going to be part 2. We're going to be starting with the question, should Glen just have simply killed Nikolas? Right, and spoiler warning if anyone is not caught up on The Walking Dead up to, the end of Season 5. So, getting into the swing of things for kind of the summer season with regards to making videos, it was a great season with Season 5. AMC's released a kind of a look-back video. If you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out in AMC's channel. And, mainly just getting geared up for Game of Thrones Season 5 to start within a couple weeks. And, going to continue with the daily Walking Dead stuff. So what I do regular, kind of the regular swing of things now that the craziness of the finale is over. So video almost every day, probably miss a few days here and there. But, definitely lots of time for Q&As and video suggestions. So send me what you guys got. Have lots of ideas so far. Got a list. A lot of them are going to be, updated stuff like that. There's 30 ideas on the list already. so keep sending me what you guys have. Lots of stuff to come. Lots of things for us to talk about over the course of the summer. Even though, admittedly, it's not as much fun as when the show is actually on, right? I think we could all agree to that. But that said, we'll still have some fun. We'll still talk. And, I try to, as some people send me messages in the channel, that I take a little bit of the sting off of the Walking Dead season being over by producing videos all through the summer for subscribers. I do the best I can with that, and I hope you guys do like them. Send me whatever questions you guys have. I'm sure there's still, lots of people that have other questions and video suggestions. So the first one with this one, should Glen just have killed Nikolas? Now, this is one that I had talked about after we saw, was it Spend, I believe? Yeah, that's the name of the episode, when, you have him basically not following Glen's plan and freaking out and leaving Noah to die. So, pushing his side open, Noah gets killed, of course, and then Glen has to watch him be eaten alive in front of him, then gets out afterwards, and then Nikolas proceeds to pretty much attack Eugene and, try to take off without them, right? So leave them there. So pretty brutal. Then we have Glen who knocks him out and takes him back afterwards, and then we have kind of, the events of the finale that happen as Nikolas tells Deanna it was all Glen's fault, basically, and that he, he did all this, and then we get the part in the finale where he actually shoots him, and you get the whole fight scene all the way throughout. So, this is a common theme in The Walking Dead. I'm going to connect this to another question, too. This one was asked by Spartie LP, and he or she says, hey, Trev, possible Q&A question. Do you think Shane evolved too quickly from the other members of the group comparing to Rick now, or did Shane just go insane? So this is a connected. I wanted to include that one here to connect both ideas because they're very similar. Glen is basically in the same position as Shane is in now, but maybe a little bit. He's less, with Shane in Season 2 at the end, he could have killed Rick. Basically what happened was he planned everything out. He brought everything to that point where he was going to kill Rick, and then, afterwards what would happen, the group would have to move on. And if they found out that Shane had done that, they may have split, or it may have disintegrated the group or something. But for the most part, most likely, we can probably say that if Shane just killed him, everything would have continued, and, Rick just wouldn't be there. Shane would be the leader of the group instead, and maybe the group would have survived, maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. It's hard to tell. You'd have to look at the specifics and how Shane would have handled each situation and try to project and simulate how that would have gone. So Glen is in a similar type of situation as Shane, except maybe even less so. So Shane was ready in Season 2 to kill Otis, to leave him there to die in order to save Carl and himself as well too, right? Glen is in a situation now where even after all the things that Nikolas has done, he's shot him, he's done all these other things. He's not willing to go that far to, just straight up kill Nikolas, even after all of those things. Is it a mistake? Is it not a mistake? We saw with Tyrese the same kind of concept. What they're doing is they're kind of playing on your morals and how far will you go to survive. You have a character like Dale who basically says that he doesn't have what it takes and he knows it. He doesn't have what it takes to survive in the zombie apocalypse, and not just with regards to killing zombies, but with regards to his morals and ethics. Right? He doesn't want to let them go. He doesn't want to release them in order to survive if that's the cost of his life. Glen seems to be similar to him in that way, where even after all the things Nikolas has done, Glen's, he holds on to his morals. They're too strong, and he cannot kill another person. It's it's so that's brutal, to have to kill somebody, and you got Nikolas who is willing to do it. So who has the advantage? The evil character has the advantage, unfortunate to say, in that situation, because Nikolas would be willing to kill Glen. Glen's not willing to kill Nikolas, even if he disarms him, gets the gun, points it right at his head, and Nikolas tried to kill him on many occasions, including shooting him and leaving walkers right on top of him, as well as leaving him there, when he ran out, when him and Noah were in the thing. So if Shane was in the situation that Glen was in at that time, he would have probably just pushed their side open, and the two of them would have gotten away, and Nikolas would have gotten devoured by the zombies. Right. So all throughout the series, we've seen that all throughout. Right. We've seen that kind of played on through that concept. Now, Shane's case was basically he wasn't willing, or he thought it would be easy for him to kill Rick, but it actually was more difficult than it seemed to be. So to answer the question from Spartie LP, Rick is actually further beyond, I think, now than where Shane was. Rick is willing to kill just about anybody, it seems, without hesitation. Now, if it's a close friend or it's an ally or it's somebody close, I think it may be a little difficult for him, but I think he'll be able to do it, whereas Shane was not able to kill his best friend. Rick was not able to shoot him, given the moment to do it, and then Rick ended up, calming him down a little bit, and then tricking him and stabbing him, right? So I think Rick has actually evolved further past where Shane was at this point in terms of, becoming a fully solidified zombie apocalypse survivor. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the video suggested, which is Rick's evolution. So we'll get into that later, but just to answer her question with regards to Shane, he wasn't insane. He wasn't going insane. He was, dealing with the loss of that, of his moral compass, so to speak, of, how far is he willing to go? He'll kill Randall. He's just a kid. He'll kill Otis, who really is a good person, not a bad person, just made a mistake. So he didn't go insane. He just lost his moral compass sooner, and the group is kind of catching up to that at this point. But I think Rick has passed that a while ago. Maybe at some point we didn't see exactly. It transformed from defending the group and having to kill others to defend them. Probably season 4. If you look at Claimed, when he kills Joe's group member, I forget the name of him off the top of my head. When he kills him in the bathroom, when he doesn't know what he's about, doesn't even give him a chance. He just kills him right away in the bathroom. You guys remember that? So I think Rick has passed him at this point in terms of what he's willing to do to survive. Glen, not quite there yet. Still kind of holding on to his moral compass. Is it a mistake? Is it not? I think it is. I think it is a mistake. I do think, to answer the question to start, I do think he should have killed Nikolas, and I think he should have killed him at the beginning, probably. It saved Noah, right? I think that makes sense. That's what he should have done. But he didn't really, he didn't want to, and he still doesn't want to, which I think is a little crazy. So he's kind of holding on to that. It's a continuation of the same kind of theme, similar type of situation that Tyrese was in with Martin, and many characters have been in before. Are they willing to kill their survivors if they're evil, or if they're good, or if they have to survive? How far are they willing to go? Every character is a little bit different. Good stuff. So there's my answer to you for that question. I think I don't think Shane was insane. I think he was just he was losing his moral compass very quickly, when a lot of the others, it took them a while to kind of get there. And Rick has been there and passed there, and even to the point now where I think he could kill basically anybody, not just in self-defense, even somebody close to him. If he had to, if it meant survival, he would do it at this point. He wouldn't see it as having any kind of choice, which is really interesting. Next one's from Theodore T-Dog Douglas. He even put his YouTube profile picture as a picture of T-Dog from like season 3, which was funny. I cracked up when I saw it. I was like, wow, he still has fans out there. So he says, Red Poncho Guy Wolves, Little Red Riding Hood reference. And I was like, wow, Yeah, that's good. So yeah, because I did, and the things you miss. You see how careful they are when you start. See, he's caught something here that I haven't heard anybody else catch, which is the guy in the red poncho. Wolves, Little Red Riding Hood. He's Little Red Riding Hood. That's what he is. So yeah, it makes perfect sense, and that must be what they're going for. And that's really, man, they put a lot of little things. There's so many little details that even I miss them when I might watch it twice because I didn't realize that. Like I didn't think about that. I didn't put those two and two together. That the guy with the poncho is Little Red Riding Hood. That's really funny. So great call out there from T-Dog. Yeah, so there's another thing we missed, or at least I missed. Maybe some of you caught that, but I certainly didn't, I'll tell you. And I'm not ashamed of that. Some people, they try to act like they know everything. I'm not one of those. I definitely did not catch that upon first viewing. Next one's from Tyrell Ceaser. And he says, hey, Trev, just wanted to say, first off, great work in the videos, man. My question is, do you think Morgan will become the moral compass of the group in Season 6 from the line that he told Daryl and Aaron, all life is precious, Daryl? And be killed off like the others. Just want to hear your thoughts, man. Thank you. So, I think I'm going to do like a character predictions for Morgan, as a video and kind of what I think we're going to see from him. But to answer your question just quickly, I think to a degree he will be, but I do think at the same time, he's had to do things in the past before too. He's had to kill people before as well himself. And even if he feels like all life is precious and survivors are precious, there's a lot of evil characters out there like the Wolves. Here brings another question. Should Morgan have just killed those two members of the Wolves then and there? Yes, he probably should have, right? He probably should have done that. Because now, what are we going to see happen with them? We could see them attack Alexandria. We could see them bring in other members. And who knows what's going to happen. So, yeah, he definitely should have killed them. You deal with it. See, it's the same kind of thing. So, we'll become the moral compass. I don't really think a moral compass is a good thing at this point in a zombie apocalypse. To a degree it is. And Rick kind of losing his, he's ready and willing to attack the people of Alexandria, which maybe is a mistake. Maybe he shouldn't be. Maybe they should just kind of get along with them as best they can. But, we've talked about this a bit before of how ignorance can be dangerous and what the things they're doing, they're not strong survivors. They're not taking care of themselves very well. And they're putting the others in danger as well, too. My thoughts on it. I think we will see something like that, but like I said, I don't think having a moral compass is really necessary. Not really, because Glen kind of is to a degree as well too. With him not killing Nikolas. So that's that. Wouldn't it be interesting if they kick Nikolas out or something like that, and then he joined the Wolves or who knows, or ran into them in season 6? I think that'd be good. So let's do one more for this one, and this one's from Jessica Cury, and she says, Aaron said that they exiled 3 people out of Alexandria, and he brought them in and had to escort them out. Do you think that 2 of those men are the 2 men who started the Wolves group? The 2 men that attacked Morgan are the 2 men that were exiled from Alexandria? No, I don't think so. And the reason why, at first I thought that made sense. It's weird that they talk about this character of Alexander Davidson, right? But they never did anything with him in the comic book series. And I don't know why that is. They never brought him back in. They mentioned him, just like they did in the TV series, and we never saw anything of him. So with the Wolves, the 2 Wolves we've seen so far, even though your question makes a lot of sense, it makes sense that they would be. And I thought the same. When you see them find the pictures, he's blown away by what he's seeing. Now that said, if he was there prior, he wouldn't react that way. He would know the group is already there. He would know that they're there. Or at least would have checked in on them and know what's going on with them, I would think. Because if he's that type of character, he's that type of person, then he would have been like that. So, it's still possible that it could be, but I think it makes more sense when he gets the pictures that this is the first this character seeing of Alexandria, and prior he had no knowledge of it. So that's the way I think of it, at this point, is that he'd never seen it before, and he was looking at these pictures. The first time he's seen this place is then. Could we see some kind of connection, as another member of the Wolves or something, or a character maybe that they killed or something? I guess we'll have to wait and see for season 6. I could see that, but definitely I hope they do something with that Alexander Davidson character, because they never did in the comic book series. So who knows? Maybe eventually Kirkman's got a plan for it, and they will, or maybe it's something that he missed, a missed opportunity in the TV series. They will. So I guess we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'll call it there for today's Q&A answers for you guys. I'm trying to keep these, to about under 15 minutes each. And, doing so, sometimes 3 or 4 questions is about enough if I want to go into detail and thoroughly answer them. So, so there's the video for today. Again, send me your guys, requests for what you want to see for videos coming up. And, lots of ideas, lots of things coming this summer for you guys. Of course, trailer for Season 6 should be in July. And then any news, I'll let you guys know along the way. So that's it for this one for today. So if you guys like the video, you know what to do. Please thumb it up below. If you want to support the channel, please share it. Please favorite it. And that's it for this one, guys. See you tomorrow. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace.